music scene who doesn't know who you are, can you just tell everyone a bit more about who you are?
Okay, well, my name's Phoenix Martins. I'm a pop singer, so an ambient electronic pop singer. I'm also a creative, so I direct my music videos. If not on my own, I have a collaboration. I love to collaborate. And yeah, that's kind of it. And I'm growing every day.
How long have you been working as an artist and producer?
I'd say I've been working up for about 6 years, developing.
Wow, 6 years.
Yeah.
Whew,
yeah.
All right, as a artist and producer, what have you learned from now than when you started out all those years ago?
Well, I'd say what I've learned is that I've completely developed. So I went through university and I did that whole route. I'd say that I'm a lot more confident and I take a lot more risks. Like the last tune I've released is called, what's it called? Sorry, it's called Dreamcatcher. And with Dreamcatcher, I just literally just went for it and allowed myself to just like be fully creative and not sort of worry about pop structure, even though there is a pop structure still there.
Right, for you as a producer, what do you look for in a song? Or what comes first for you, the music or the lyrics?
Oh, that's a really good question. I'd say it depends on the song, because sometimes I still take songs that I've not produced and they're new. It's just, you know what it's like, it's an instant feeling when you hear something, you know, oh, this is an instant hit. It could just be, the lyrics could catch me. Well, I write all my own lyrics, so I guess some songs, it'd be the lyrics. It just depends on the mood and the environment, really.
So if you were working with an artist or another producer, how does the process work? How would someone reach out to work with you?
I'd say, well, I have management, and there's also ways like, you know, Facebook, there's Instagram, there's Twitter, there's different ways to do that. And I'd say for the process, it depends on who I'm working with, because every journey I take is completely different. Like when I went over to Denmark and Finland, it was literally like I produced the whole thing, and I had a mixer and I had someone who mixed and mastered it. So that process was completely organic, and it started with lyrics, and then the track was built around that.
Right. Your music has been described as, like you said earlier, electronic pop. Would you say that this is the best description, or is there like another part of it that nobody really hears? If that makes any sense.
I think that's been a good description, and it has obviously flickers of blues and R&B as well in there.
Every EP or album has a story behind it. So, what's the story behind yours?
Okay, so the latest EP, it was kind of like I was just finishing uni and going through different experiences. So it was like, and I was thrust into Denmark life and the atmosphere, and everything is quite different from the UK. So it was a lot about sort of the environment, the atmosphere, and I felt like it had a lot to do with like UK and just like things like that. So everyday life.
All right, following on from the EP, will you be working towards a full-length album at some point?
Yeah, at the moment it's just like going to be, I shouldn't say too much like with management and stuff like that, but there is a massive like plan going on, and yeah, I just have to say to wait and see.
Ooh, I thought you were going to get in trouble then.
Yeah, I was like, oh, quick.
All right, so there is one coming. All right, let me ask you, put it this way. There is one coming. Can we expect next year or maybe the year after? Just so all you need to do is just say yes or no.
Oh, you're so Dino! Oh my gosh! I can't say yes or no. It could be next year. It could be 2020. It could be 2021.
That's all we need to know.
Okay.
All right. What music is on your radar right now? What artists would you say to our listeners to look out for?
I would say, I made a little list. Let me quickly have a look at this, because I didn't want to miss anybody. I love Khaled. He's American. Another artist called YG. I really like him. I still really love Mac Miller. R.I.P. to Mac Miller. And there's another lady, what's she called? Madison Beer. I'm not really a big fan of beer, but I like beer. Madison Beer. Who else do I like? Lil Maybe that's a guilty pleasure. Stormzy. Yeah, people like that.
All right, let me put that question to you again, but say, is there any songs from like the 80s, 90s or noughties you listen to?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Oasis.
Which brother's your favourite? Sorry to interrupt.
Which song?
Which brother, Noel or Liam, is your favourite?
Oh my God, don't ask me that. They both just won awards. One's won like, oh my goodness, no, I can't even say. Oh my God. Sugar. Okay, I think it's Noel.
Yeah, sorry about that. I just had to ask it.
Oh dear. Thank you.
Right, yeah, so Oasis.
Yeah, Oasis. So definitely a song like Wonderwall. I think it's just like a perfect song for sort of nearly every environment, like whatever you're sort of going through in life. I think it's just a great description of that. I'm a big fan of you said the 80s, 90s. Salt and Pepper, that kind of stuff. So they had, like, push it real good, like the synths in that song. Yeah, I thought were really incredible, and just the way it was really playful. David Bowie, is he like before? He'll be before.
He might be a bit before, but he did Dancing in the Street with Jagger in the 80s, so it's not really. It's just the case of, I think he did a lot of work in the 70s, but he just carried it on in the 80s.
Yeah, and he has that a real polished 80s sound. So say him, Let's Dance, because it was like I was speaking to a manager and I didn't know that what's the guy from Daft Punk? He had a hand in that, and he basically produced that album with him, and that was his first proper like upbeat dance song, if you know what I mean. And he had a really big hit with that. So people like him, Kate Bush, I really enjoy her. I think she's always constantly pushing the boundaries, and I like how, every now and again she puts out an album, and it's always like a breath of fresh air to hear her.
Are you a Taylor Swift fan?
Yeah, oh my God, I love Taylor Swift. Shake It Off is my favourite song of hers.
I went to see her it was either last year, was it last year? Yeah, last year, and wow.
Yeah, how was it?
Let's just say I could literally go into detail, but I think it would take longer than you'd be willing to wait for. But I would just say she is brilliant, and I'm waiting for to announce the next tour, and I will be there.
Oh, great! She's definitely someone I'd love to work with.
Who wouldn't want to work with Tay-Tay? I wouldn't be surprised if she recruits Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson on a song, because. It doesn't matter, because even in Fast 8 he was like he actually mentioned her in it, and I thought, does that mean he's a big Taylor Swift fan?
Yeah. I just love, she's got so much like attitude, like really good attitude, really good positive energy, and I love what she does.
So with your album coming in the next couple of years, we'll say, yes. Any touring plans?
Yeah, we've got like a lot on the cards coming up next year. So yeah, there'll be festivals and things like that coming up.
Any sort of like arena or small arenas tour in mind?
Oh yeah, I'm not quite sure what the plan is for the arenas. We're gonna just have to wait and see, because we've got some new songs coming out in the new year. Yeah, so we'll see how that goes.
Right, if anyone wants to find you on social media or wants to listen to your music, how would they go about it?
Okay, so on Instagram I am Phoenix_MartinsOfficial. On Facebook I'm Phoenix Martins Official. On Twitter, Phoenix Martins. And if you type Phoenix Martins into Google, it should show up with a search, and you can also hear me on Spotify, iTunes, or it's Apple Music now, that kind of thing, Deezer, what's it called? iHeartRadio. So yeah, it's quite a few Pandora.
Yeah. Right, just one last question. I ask this to every artist I interview.
Okay.
Right, it's all right. It's nothing to worry about, and I forgot to add it into the notes, so I do apologise. Basically, we have the Capital FM Summertime Ball in June, and actually next month we have the Wintertime Ball. Basically, it's kind of like the iHeartRadios that they have in America, where a lot of artists basically perform on one night in a venue. So it's gonna be something like that. But I'm gonna say, right, you're headlining this one. You can have, say, 10 artists or groups. It doesn't matter. And we would like you to pick the money, no object. Who would you have?
Oh, okay. I would have Stormzy.
I'm going to say you've got to have everyone you've just said. So Taylor Swift as well. Little Mix, that's
Taylor.
3. You've literally started answering it in the actual interview before we even got to this.
You had this all planned out, Dino.
I did.
I'd also say AJ Tracy.
4.
Ollie Mears.
5.
Dave.
6.
Mariah Carey. I know she's huge.
7.
Oh my god.
You only need 3 more.
3 more. Okay, hold on. A Khaled.
8. And you mentioned him as well earlier.
Yes.
So you literally answered half of this question before we even got to it.
Yes, I know. Thanks to you. You've been very helpful. Now I'm going to
like to help.
After.
You need
Madison
2 more.
Beer.
That's 9. We need 1 more. And Drake. Ooh. Can I just say, that's actually the quickest that anyone's ever done that in. Usually everyone's kind of struggling. It's like, ooh, who would I have? Who would I have? You just nailed it. You've nailed it and killed it straight away.
Yay! Thank you.
So on that rather easy answer, if I must be honest, thank you very much for the interview. And
you're welcome.
And I wish you nothing but the best of luck in all your future endeavours.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Take care.
Right. And you, bye.
And you, bye.